Peace. Peace. Part 2. Dylan4K to the Hilt. Part 2. Part 2. I thought I should give it a second pass. First, I didn't like the quality of the sound in our first pass. I don't think you got a chance to really enjoy the sonics because I made some audio mistakes in our first video where we were highlighting Dylan4K and his new project. All right, to the Hilt. All right, so as you see, he has, I think it's 10 tracks on here. 10 tracks. If I didn't say this earlier, the album is profane, so there is some profanity on here, but you should definitely check it out. I think this cover is interesting. So it has, Muammar Qaddafi, and it has Mandela. And I guess the interesting thing is, I remember when this happened because people were saying, why is Mandela connecting with Qaddafi? Why is Mandela connecting with Fidel Castro? Why? And as you'll see in the video, it's because Mandela said that they supported me to the hilt. They supported me to the hilt. I didn't catch that the first time through that I was reviewing this with Dylan4K. So Dylan4K is a hip-hop artist, conscious hip-hop artist from what I can see so far. His project is, it's definitely politically conscious. It has remnants of historical consciousness to it. It has some levels of black or so-called black, commonly called black consciousness to it. Salute Stokely Carmichael for that term. So let's go through it, man. Let's go through it. You can find him on YouTube. You can find him on YouTube as Rapping 4K. You can find him on YouTube on Rapping 4K. And the great thing about his YouTube channel, which I've subscribed to, and you should as well, make sure you hit the bell so you'll be notified every time he does something new, okay? All right. He has all the information you need right here to get in contact with him. He wants people to catch him up on IG. He has 2 nice videos right now. Mandela and Qaddafi Part 2 and Mandela and Qaddafi Part 1. And once again, you can find his music on Spotify. And let's check out this is Part 2. Let's check out Part 1. Let's check out Part 1. This is Mandela and Qaddafi Part 1, Dylan4K.
Mr. Mandela, those of us who share your struggle for human rights and against apartheid have been somewhat disappointed by the models of human rights that you have held up since being released in jail. You've met over the last 6 months 3 times with Yasser Arafat, who you have praised. You have told Qaddafi that you share the view on, and applaud him on his record of human rights and his drive for freedom and peace around the world. And you have praised Fidel Castro as a leader of human rights and said that Cuba was one of the countries that's head and shoulders above all other countries in human rights.
Colonel Qaddafi, Fidel Castro support our struggle to the hilt. There is no reason whatsoever why we should have any hesitation.
In my soul, I've been waiting to get my story out there. I've been waiting, but I had to get far away from the first. Funds go to Panama, the guns go to Africa. Drake the Hermes, protect the lost travelers. The K cost a band, the AR cost half of that. Promise I would stack it up and retreat to my habitat, where I raise my family at. I ain't gotta keep it on me, cause the line is inside. My heart turned to stone, my soul turned to fire. The demons turn to smoke and burn blue like the sky. You alley cats, scallywag niggas with no pride. You can't survive with no bitch by your side, or drink in your closet. Pussy on your brain, hate on your conscious, fussing on your brothers, but Tim around the bosses. Man, that's some fraud shit. Make me wanna off the proceed with caution. I do not panic. As long as you stick to a plan you can manage. I always use the devil weakness to my own advantage. Nigga, I'm a bandit. I'm from another planet. The plan was set emotion with Zach at the tavern. And many years later, you see it start to hatch. Every time I cook up, you get it by the batch. I trip the purest pimp shit, I'm smoking on that gas. When you trafficking, you can't be attached to shit. In the jungle, 3D print guns by the dozen. Around niggas who see so much they bugging. I'm trying to fight the evil empire with no chance to win. In the middle of the war, my mind still is mannequins. It's not extravagant, shit just baffling. More gold than Tutankhamun or the Vatican. One snitch nigga spread disorder like a pathogen. So I only speak with the kings like a dragoman. Out of Spain eating sardines with the catalyst. Or out in Paris with my bitch, champagne and Madeline. Spending money on a minute, moving crazy javelins. Spend my wife a verse, I can't write the second half of it.
Yeah, that's a little bit of man, Dylan4K. That's Mandela and Qaddafi Part 1. Yeah, I'm digging that. I'm definitely digging that. Right. So let's check out his next project. That was Mandela and Qaddafi Part 1. Let's check out Mandela and Qaddafi Part 2. Just to give you a little flavor on Dylan4K. Here's Mandela and Qaddafi Part 2. Let me bring down it so we can see his words. Make sure he gets his proper respect. Oh, I need to make sure it's like that as well. Yes, sir. Here we go. Mandela and Qaddafi Part 2.
Yes.
I always felt out of place, like I wasn't in my skin. A stranger around kin, like I came from outer space. Everything about me indicate I'm but a man, but I keep having reoccurring dreams of other lands. The black guy stranded, who hadn't lost their memory. Share a bond with Jews from Ethiopia to Tel Aviv. The rest is dead, the Lord into the service of the enemy. Except a few, nigga, we want family like the rule. Like the deacons, nigga, we don't wait for shit, we shoot. We on our ones and twos, P's and Q's, breezing through. Sneezing on these peasant-minded fools. Diesel in the Beamer, engine cool. 100,000 miles off for two. We bought a new theater with a paint job. Switch emblems of rims with the ones from the Nissan. Trying to map the route from an airstrip out and keep mine. Shoot down to Cape Town. Yeah, I know my way round. I conquer every... I conquer every horizon I seen before I lay down. Dear God, I pray, please let these bullets rain down on the fake niggas that stand among our ranks now. On the snitch niggas that stand among our ranks now. The war waits, but niggas forced to stare it in the face now. Some is just gonna lay down, take what they is given. The culture's for the vultures, the black man is a nation. The soul is ancient, yeah. The culture's for the vultures, the soul is ancient, yeah. I can't feel no man whose ancestors was the pagans. Still mating with the apes while we was in our golden ages. Came up out the caves, spread a crooked civilization. When I went to the motherland, there wasn't no vacation. I did what I did, God knows my motivation. I met niggas who need caves for resources to reclaim. Cause some Chinese company came in and treated them like slaves. Hold on. Restarted, hold on. I met niggas who need caves for resources to reclaim. Yeah, it's a shame, yeah. I met niggas who need caves for resources to reclaim. Cause some Chinese company came in and treated them like slaves. We undercut the cost of the twist.
Yeah, that's that Dylan4K. That's Qaddafi, Mandela and Qaddafi Part 2. So as you can see, he's really kind of politically conscious. He has some, like Stokely Carmichael says, some commonly called black consciousness wrapped up in his lyrics. I love the fact that he brought up the deacons. He brought up the deacons for defense and justice. So if you don't know about the deacons for defense and justice, that's something you should check out. So once again, this is Dylan4K. We're checking out his material. Once again, you can find his material right here that's on YouTube. You can check him out on Spotify, Dylan4K. Right. His YouTube channel has all of his videos currently. Right now he has 2 that he's pushing heavily. Dylan4K. You can check out his material. I like the fact that he brought up the Oh, he also has a SoundCloud. So you can check out his SoundCloud. As a matter of fact, let's flip through his SoundCloud very quickly. Let's check out his SoundCloud very quick.
At the microphone over there, Mr. Welcome to America, Mr. Mandela. Those of us who share your struggle for human rights and against apartheid have been somewhat disappointed by...
Until Africa is free, no African anywhere in the world will be free. Our central task, as we see it, is the organization of the masses of our people. We see that our people everywhere are disorganized. And rather than people come to tell us what is the problem,
playing 4D chess with the feds. 4K was in way over his head. They hate when a nigga money stretched to his grandkids. The problem ain't never been the bread, but where to stash it. In the last 2 years, they put pressure on Panama, open on Swiss accounts. It'd be a cold day in hell before I leave my funds in the hands of the aliens. The world was at peace till we was tricked by barbarians. The bags of cash are coming from warehouses in Iraq. Find a way back into the hands of the Americans.
Here's what's trending. Another day, another innovative use for 3D printing. The Israeli Air Force.
Drop a noble blood up in my bones, but I want the same bones like Havos at the school, or Che on his press tour, Malcolm giving lectures. I don't fear the henchmen, their power is given. Mine is inherited, wise men know the difference. I'm richer than the vintage. Two things, I'll never be as broke or defenseless. If I could draw specifics, I'd be in the Guinness. But I guess the Lord is my witness. But my nigga Biff taught me one important lesson. Move like a deacon. Once the debt is settled, it's just you and God's secret. And strike with all your force when your ops at their weakest. That way the fear travel furthest and the deepest. And once you handle business, just go about your business. Don't be in the cameras. How many Panthers live to be grandparents? The price of the fame would have been that feeling. 4K is the master, the assassin of the Klansman. In my formal robes of war clothes like Castro, I'm calm as the seas on the brink of disaster. You niggas not killers, you not real body snatchers. I had to dodge the feds, the real body catchers. Tell you, leaning on the GLE, smelling like the finest hour. The God I love, judge every man in his finest hour, but never waste an ounce of genius on undercowards and punishes creations who work for the devil. Like power, the presence of informants make the room smell foul. I bring the dead heads back to life like the desert when the rain come in. You could never begin to understand the game I'm in. The road is full of snakes, feds, and shameful men. I got the iron, got the K, and I won't break and sweat. I get a plum taste in my mouth when I face revenge. My life changed the day I stood face to face with death. I know my ancestors mixed with the aliens. My enemies is nothing. How could I be afraid of them? My kingdom's long faded before they came about the caves. I got pin bones in my body. I got fire in my veins. If you were me, you probably fake your death and change your name. I pray by now my remaining enemies are slain. I feel like my purpose must be clear. My soul out in my flesh by a million light years. It take a lot of life lived to write this shit, and still niggas never understand the high risk. The way that I was moving, they'd assume I was a flight risk and kill me with no trial and no court order, and get a judge to sign on the warrant post-mortem. The day that I was born, I knew for sure that I was free. Niggas waiting like a bitch that won't get swept up off her feet. When you operate at this level, the fall is never sweet. I don't cooperate with devils, I don't turn the other cheek. Spread disorder in my family, you could die, you could leave. We gon' mop, sweep. You could talk all you want, words never get to me. I ain't real life enemies, nigga, take your ass to sleep.
Dylan4K. So check out his project, To the Hilt. Once again, this is a profane project, so something you cannot play at work. Is not for around the chilling. if you're like me, I don't play profanity around children, women, or elders. So it's one of those projects, but Dylan4K is definitely up there. Reminds me a little bit, his approach reminds me of Jay Electronica. His approach, not his lyrics, but not his lyrical stylings, but his approach reminds me of Jay Electronica. It puts me in the mind of Dead Prez. It puts me in the mind of some of the Tupac later, before he became popish, stuff. There was a group that Tupac rocked with, which was a street level revolutionary group. I can't think of their name right now. It reminds me of them. It reminds me of Paris. Paris just put out a new project. So if you like that type of hip hop, check out Paris. But this is a little bit about Dylan4K. Once again, you can find him on Spotify. You can check out his music on YouTube. Check out his YouTube channel. And I just really love the fact that he talked about the Deacons for Defense and Justice. I mean, he caught me right there. He caught me right there. So we're coming to an end. Check out his music. I don't want to play everything because I want you to check it out so you can catch the flavor. Dylan4K. Once again, this is Seiko from Our Black Improvement. Get on code, The Fly Guy Show. Y'all be at peace, and may peace be with you.